Welcome back. In this final section, before we begin building our site, we're going to take a few minutes to talk about something that has nothing to do with WordPress and everything to do with helping us create better sites and saving a lot of time while we're at it. And that is the topic of planning. Now you might be thinking, wait, planning? Really? I want to build a website, not a house. Well, websites actually have more in common with houses than you might think. For houses, it's generally agreed upon that they should have a front door. And inside that front door is usually some sort of entryway or living area, and then connected to that maybe a kitchen or a bedroom, and connected to that a bathroom. Houses have a structure, and just like houses, so do websites. Websites have a front door, the home page, which is connected to other supporting content, which contains links that connect to different content. You get the picture. And just like you wouldn't expect to open the front door of a house and find yourself in the bathroom, you wouldn't expect to type in your website and wind up on a page describing your company's legal structure. Building a website is just like building a house, and you wouldn't want to start building a house without a plan, just adding on here or there whenever you felt like it. You'd wind up with something that didn't quite look or feel right, and everyone who visited would know. The same is true of a website, and as we'll learn later, visitors to your site won't hang around long if they feel like things are out of place or hard to navigate. Having a plan makes all the difference, and actually doesn't take too much time. As you'll see when we start building, a little bit of planning goes a long way. In the next video, we'll get started planning out our site by starting at the very beginning and asking ourselves who, what, and why. See you then. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the very first step of planning your website, and that is clarifying the purpose and goals of your site. By having a clear purpose for your site and a few goals you hope to see it fulfill, you'll be better able to determine what content to include in your site and what type of layout and design will serve your purpose and goals the best. Before you do anything else, take some time to think about the purpose of your site. We're going to go through 3 questions to ask yourself, and I'd encourage you to pause the video after each one and take a few minutes to really think about it and write down your answers. The first question we're going to ask is, why am I making a website? Now you might say, I'm making a website to share my thoughts in a blog, or I want to sell a service or a product, or maybe I want to raise awareness for a cause I'm passionate about, or maybe it's something else. It's okay if it's more than one of these or a combination of reasons. The key is to have these things in the front of your mind as you design, and to be sure that each and every feature and page you build into your site has this purpose in mind. So pause the video and take a couple minutes to think about this. All right, after you've thought about why you're making a website, the next question to ask is, who is this website for? Try to think up a target customer or visitor in your mind while you're planning your site. Think about that person. What are they like? What would they be feeling or wanting or needing that would cause them to visit your site? Again, pause the video and take a few minutes just to think about this person. Maybe jot down a few notes about them, and then come back for the third and final question. All right, now that we've thought about why we want to make a website and who the website is for, let's ask ourselves, what do I hope to accomplish with this site? Now your answer might be, I want to sell more of my products or services. Or I want to engage with people around a certain topic or a cause. Or maybe I want to establish myself as an influencer or a contributor in a certain market. Regardless, pause the video and take a few minutes to really think about what you want your website to accomplish. All right, I hope you took this exercise seriously, and I'd encourage you to write everything down. Keep these notes next to you throughout the web design process as a reminder of the real reason you're building this site. In the next video, we're going to let what we learned here guide us as we start framing up the structure of our website. See you then. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take what we discovered about the purpose and goals of our site and use it to help us build a structure or sitemap of our website. A sitemap is just what it sounds like, a map of your website. You don't need anything fancy to make a sitemap. A pencil and some paper will do just fine. The point of a sitemap is to narrow down what different pieces of content you need to include on your site to help you achieve your goals, and then link them together in a way that makes sense for your visitors. To create a sitemap, start by making a list and identifying the different pieces of information that you think your target visitor would want to see. Really try putting yourself in your target visitor's mind. For our course project, these are the things I came up with for our make-believe company that we want to share. We want to share who we are, what we do, the products and services we offer, how we got started, how to connect with us, and some free resources. Take a minute and pause the video and create a list of your own. All right, now that you have a list of the things you want to share on your website, we need to consolidate this list and organize it into a list of pages that we'll include with our site. If you created a really long list of things you want to share, try combining items by topic to create the pages of your website. Some common website pages are here on this list. So pause the video and take a few minutes with your list to try to combine items into topics and make a list of the pages you think you need to include on your site. All right, now it's time for the final step. We need to map out our website. So grab a clean sheet of paper and with boxes for the different pages, try to map out what your site might look like, and then connect the boxes with lines, linking them together if necessary. Something like this. For our course project, we're going to keep it really simple, but depending on what your purpose and goals are, your map might look a little more complicated. There are sites with just a few pages and sites with hundreds of pages. It's totally up to you. So again, take a minute and try to draw out a map like this of your website. All right, and that's it. Now you have a structure for your website that matches the purpose and goals you have for your site. Now, none of this is set in stone and can change as you go along, but I hope you can see how having a concrete list will help you get the ball rolling on your site. In the next video, we'll cover our final step of site planning, thinking through and gathering our visual content. See you then. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to wrap up the planning for our site by being creative and thinking through what we want our site to look like, and then collecting the assets needed to bring our site to life. The best way I have found to plan out the look and feel of my website is probably the simplest. I just grab a pad of paper and a pen or a pencil and start sketching and brainstorming what the visual layout could really look and feel like. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just draw some big rectangles representing a browser window and write and draw all over them, marking out the different sections and elements you want to include on your page. I usually do this with an actual browser window open so I can cruise around the internet and gather inspiration from other amazing sites. In some ways, all websites are the same, and in other ways, they couldn't be more different. So taking some time to check out some other websites for inspiration is really helpful. Again, I can't emphasize enough that this exercise shouldn't stress you out at all. You don't have to be an artist or have some amazing software to mock up your website. For example, here are the original sketches for our course project. A mess, right? But so helpful as I was dreaming up what we would create together. So take a few minutes and pause the video and really dive into the look and feel of your site. Check out some other sites and sketch out a couple ideas. All right, after you have your basic layout sketched out, it's time to gather any digital assets you'll need to put your site together. These include your logo, fonts, photos you want to include, links to videos, and most importantly, your content. While visuals are important and catch a visitor's eye, without solid and substantial content, they won't stick around. They say that design without content is just decoration. It's also been found that over 75% of visitors to websites of any kind say the number one thing they are looking for is easy access to the content they want, not a fancy site to look at. So be sure to spend the time you need to develop a good first draft of your site's content. Now, imagery is definitely the centerpiece of most websites, and thanks to some incredible online resources, you don't have to go far or spend lots of money to find incredible visuals for your site. I've included links in the resources PDF to some of my favorite places to go for imagery, but I want to show you two of them right here just to show you what's really out there. Unsplash.com is by far my favorite and the most popular place to get royalty-free images that you can use on your site. While most stock image sites are filled with all kinds of different images of varying qualities, Here at Unsplash, you can go and search for just about anything and immediately find incredible, high quality stuff that you can download and use for free. The second site I recommend is Pexels.com. Much like Unsplash, you can find incredible images to use, but on Pexels, you'll also find some incredible video backgrounds that you can incorporate into your site completely for free. And that's it. Just like the sitemap, your page layouts will change as you go through the building process. You might even completely change directions once you dig in. But I hope you can see how having a visual reference is super helpful and can mean the difference between getting to work on your site and staring at a blank screen wondering what your site should even look like. Now we're ready to head to the best part of this entire course, the building of our brand new website. So take a break, celebrate the progress you've made, and when you're ready, come back to the next section and we'll start building. See you then.